say this has been a long time coming. We've been working on this for about 2 years now, gathering information and coming up with what we're going to do and what the episodes are going to be about.
Lots of procrastinating.
Yeah, some of that. This first episode's here just to kind of give us an opportunity to give you an idea of what we're going to do, what the show's all about, what we hope to accomplish. If you haven't guessed from the title of the show, we're both Masons, and we both feel that we've gained a lot and learned a lot from that journey of Masonry that applies to pretty much all areas of our lives. And we thought this show would be a good way to share some of that information with you.
So we're going to do a lot of little podcasts, and what is it we hope to do during this electronic journey, and what is it we're going to accomplish?
Well, I want to share some of the learnings that I've got from Masonry over business. They've helped me professionally, a lot of leadership skills. They've helped me be a better father and husband, I hope. So what are you hoping to get out of this?
Pretty much the same thing. For me, Freemasonry's been a journey, and my perceptions and understanding of everything have changed through that journey and through time. Even my impressions of what and understanding what Freemasonry is have adapted during the years. And I see this as one way to document those changes through time, one way to spread the benefits that Freemasonry can bring to other people. Hopefully, again, help someone who's out of Freemasonry come back in, go back to lodge. Maybe start discussion among Freemasons on different topics that we sometimes avoid talking about.
I also want to point out that this isn't just good for Masons. This is good for everybody. If you have any kind of interest in improving your social skills, leadership skills, just being a better person, these same topics and philosophies apply to everybody. One of the reasons I'm really motivated to try to get into this right now is we've been talking about this, like I said, for a couple of years. I've been afraid that if we wait too long, some of the learnings are going to be forgotten. Not necessarily that they're not still implemented. It's that we forget.
We forget that we learned something.
We forget that we learned something, right. You might learn something, a big aha moment 2 years ago, and are we going to remember to talk about it and put it on here?
Exactly. Good point. So, Freemasons, we're everyone. We cover all duties, jobs, responsibilities, every portion of life. You'll find Masons, or at least you certainly used to. Where are you in your journey in life? Where do you fit into the Masonic spectrum and the current world that's out there?
Yeah, I'm just, kind of a regular guy. Got a wife and 2 kids.
And you're a past master?
I am a past master. Just recently finished that up about 2 or 3 months ago, end of 2016. So that was a very interesting and rewarding year. Now I'm trying to learn to make the transition.
And you're a Royal Arch Mason, Scottish Rite Mason?
Royal Arch, Scottish Rite, 32nd degree, Scottish Rite Mason, and a few other things.
So, and those are topics that we'll discuss at length in some other discussion where we go through what the difference is between Craft Lodge, which is the first 3 degrees of Freemasonry, the York Rite and Scottish Rite.
All right, so why don't you give me a little bit about your Masonic resume?
What would you like to know?
How many dues cards do you have?
Way too many. Way too many.
What are the main organizations you'd like to share that you're a member of?
Well, the only one that's important, of course, is Lodge. I'm past master of same lodge that you are, the year before you are. I'm a Royal Arch Mason, past in all the bodies there. I'm a member of the Scottish Rite, 32nd degree Mason, which doesn't mean much, other than I've been through a day and a half class of degrees. An officer in the Chapter Rose Croix, and a few other invitational and appendant bodies.
A few being like 30?
A few.
40?
A few. More than I should be in.
Now, when you say that a 32nd degree Mason doesn't mean much, I know exactly what you're talking about, but some of the listeners may not. It's not that it's not important.
It's not that you're any different from a third degree Mason, which is what most are. When you receive the 3 degrees, you're a Master Mason. That is the pinnacle of Masonry. The Scottish Rite has another 29 degrees you can experience, and they all spread light or go into greater detail about on parts of the first 3 degrees, or they explain additional moral lessons in a stage form. But it doesn't make you a better Mason. It doesn't make you a more informed Mason. It doesn't put you up any kind of hierarchy.
Right, and I think that's the important distinction. A lot of the misinformation online you'll hear is, he was a 32nd or a 33rd degree Master Mason. And the Scottish Rite is a very valuable organization to join, but it doesn't put you at a higher level just because it has a larger number.
Oh, no, absolutely not. It gives you more to study, more to work on, and contribute in different ways. You get to experience the degrees in a different manner. If you take part in the degree work, you get to put on quite a show. And there's a lot involved in putting on a degree in Scottish Rite, from props and audio and lights. It's a full-on big stage production. So you're learning a lot even after the degrees and taking part that's not directly relevant to pursuit of light and Freemasonry. But everything's there. You can learn non-Masonic stuff, but if you delve into the degrees themselves, obviously there's a great many lessons to be learned there.
So I think one thing we can give is, if you're talking to somebody and they're trying to say that a 32nd or 33rd degree Mason means they know more, they know the secrets, or their word, well, he said it and he's a 32nd degree Mason. Anyone who's trying to sell you with that pitch means that they're uninformed.
Or they've been reading some wonderful Dan Brown novels. But no, it doesn't mean anything more. Some Master Masons I know that are not a member of anything else, who focus purely on logic, are among the most informed, instructive Masons and good men that I've ever met. And of course you get the York Rite, which is a slightly different path, which goes through Chapter Royal Archmasons, Council Royal and Slide Masters, and the Commandery. They communicate some of the same lessons that you'll find in the Scottish Rite degrees, in a different way and in a different setting. The degrees are put on in a different way. And there are 3 distinct bodies that kind of operate together. All very valuable, useful bodies to be a member of. They will contribute to your Masonic light, provided you do the work.
No, that's the case, I think, with all of it. If you don't do the work, you're not going to get nearly as much out of it. Right,
you're just wasting your time. I mean, you may have, if you view this from the perspective of purely just a fraternity and the fraternal aspect of hanging out with good people, sitting and breaking bread, then you'll have a wonderful time and you'll make some lifelong friends. If you want to learn more from it, obviously you have to delve into the degree work. You have to do some reading and delve into what you're hearing in the meetings and what you hear in the degrees. That's where the true value from Freemasonry comes.
I think that's where kind of the true secret of Freemasonry is. In that search, you find those secrets.
Absolutely, and those moral lessons, they can be found in many other bodies and many other great works of literature, the Bible being one, of course. But they've stood the test of time. If you look at something as being a male self-improvement program, there has never been a better one constructed, and one that's lasted as long as Freemasonry has. So there's obviously something in there.
Anything else you want to share?
No, other than it being, it's a wonderful journey. If you're interested, contact your lodge, knock on the door, sign a petition, and get in there.
Well, thank you guys for spending a bit of time with us. Hope you enjoyed this first little introductory episode. There will be more to come, a lot more information, so stick with us, and hopefully we all learn something.
Yep. Come check us out at MasonicAcademy.com.
Have a great day.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Masonic Academy. Online at MasonicAcademy.com, Facebook.com/Masonic Academy. We'll see you on the next episode of Masonic Academy.